Hello and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I am standing again, not because I want to stand, but because I came into my office and what did I see? I saw Cole in my chair. You can't, maybe I can let you see Cole a little bit. All right, so there's Cole. There's a little bit of Cole. Yeah, she's in my chair. Those of you who hang out during the live streams, you're very familiar with Cole. Trooper, well, he left. He was down there on the floor, but she was in my chair. And I don't have the heart to move her. Actually, if I tried to move her, she would probably just dig her claws into my chair. I don't want that to happen. So, I'm just letting it be. Let me straighten this camera a little bit here. All right, that's better. Do you notice something? Do you notice a new one? I just introduced a new one to you recently. Two new ones, actually, recently. The latest being the white one. But now, today, I went to the post office and I picked up another one. Here it is. Introducing you to Wilson Fever Ball. Compliments. This one is compliments of Kelly Marie. Thank you, Kelly. I love my basketball. I so appreciate your generosity. All right. This thing here is growing and I have it up here and I have this like this and these, but there probably will be another configuration, if you will, of these basketballs. But for now, that's where it's going. Cool. All right, let me put it back so I can talk to you. Well, Cole is now gone because when I tried to put the ball back up there, I knocked down one of the pictures, which landed on her in the chair. She jumped up. She's gone. But I figured I just might as well stand because I already have the desk raised up. So here we go. Anyway, I'm glad you're with me here. I hope you're having a wonderful Palm Sunday today. And let's get to the topic of this video. Sydney Colson, we know, came to the Indiana Fever from the Las Vegas Aces. And you see the video running in the background and she's laughing and talking and joshing about. And so is he. And that's what she's known for. She's known for being very lighthearted, being very comedic. And for that reason, a lot of people just really take to her and really like her. And this video she does, and the link, of course, will be in the description of this video. You'll get to see that at the beginning, but also at different points throughout. The laughter there. I think it's going to be fun in the Fever locker room. She brings veteranship as well. One of the things I found out from watching this interview is that she also brings a wisdom that, frankly, a lot of people these days just don't have. And she says some things and she mirrors my own comments that I have said about the NCAA, about NIL, the transfer portal, about why I stand where I stand on that, and also about the Fever, that there may be players out there who feel not so happy that they don't get the 41 out of 44 games on national platforms, but she has wisdom about that. And I'm like, go on and tell it, because I've been saying the same thing. So I want you to watch the whole interview. It's just a little over 10 minutes, I believe, but I'm going to show you a couple pieces of this because you've been hearing me say the same thing. Sometimes it's just good to hear from someone else who's in the business. She's in the business. She's not on the outside looking in, and yet she speaks such wisdom. And I'm glad to know that the younger players are going to have this kind of voice and this kind of wisdom in their locker room. So let's get to some of the parts that I'm talking about.
You know, the thing people love about you and hate about you is your honesty. So I'm going to ask you, if they had NIL back in the day, would you have been Texas A&M for 4 years?
Yeah.
You would have?
Yeah. Because I stayed for it, but I'm like, I wish that was around for us. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I grew up in the era that I did. I think it just, so much has changed. I think like the the level of focus or like the commitment. Like if I committed to a school, like my parents weren't gonna let me leave unless it was something really bad going on. Just because you're not playing, keep working to earn more minutes. Then you might be playing beyond somebody older. Like you don't just get to leave and quit on a commitment that you made. And you know, people transfer sometimes and there are legit reasons. And then I think sometimes people are just entitled and think they should be given stuff, and you haven't worked to earn it yet. So I'm grateful for the time that I played in, honestly.
Yeah, I've been around sports a long time, and when an athlete answers a question like you did, where you talked about reflecting back and having appreciation stuff, that's a sign of maturity. And so your parents did a hell of a job with you, and you become a fine young human being yourself with some maturity. So here we are.
Hey, I'm going to stop right here because you've heard me say this a lot in live streams, in videos, on this channel, and on the second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared. I am not for the transfer portal except for extenuating circumstances. Rare. And this is what she's saying. She's saying the exact same thing that you guys have heard me say. And some of you are saying right on when I say it. And some of you are saying, nah. But what she said is exactly what I did a video on the second channel just the other day. And that is the focus and the level of commitment. And she says something that's key. My parents wouldn't have let me just bail. They would have said, you must stay true to your commitment. That's why this is the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect, because we live in a culture now where commitment doesn't mean anything, where it's just like, okay, let me see what better deal I can get. And now with the NIL, which I also am not a huge fan of either, because I think it causes people to make decisions based on things other than some things that we value or we should value most. It's like Kelsey Mitchell has said recently, talking about all this, and she said, all money is not good money.
Yeah, and I say that humbly. Now all money is good money.
There you go. Put it. And so you hear what, if you can't hear it from me, listen to what Sydney Colson is saying, that her parents wanted her to be a person of her word and to honor her commitment. And she says some people, like I've said, for some people, there's a reason. There are rare reasons for doing that. And for other people, though, it's about entitlement. So right on, Sydney Colson. Let's continue. Notice what he said before we continue. Your parents did a really good job. And I think in some ways we're failing young people today, and they're bouncing around instead of being solid. And instead of going looking for change, you being the change. But again, there are some circumstances, like Sydney said, where moving makes sense. All right. Now, let's hear how she handles a question about the Fever fandom. We all know that Fever fans are sis, okay? But we also know that Fever fans have been given a really bad rap, the ugliest of raps. So Sydney Colson is coming in from the Aces of all places. Hey, I'm a poet and I know it. Anyway, I'll leave that to Kara. Actually, I am a poet. But anyway, back to this. Let's hear what he asks her and how she answers it concerning Fever fans. Maybe you, maybe me. Let's go.
So here we are. You're towards the later end of your career.
Yeah.
And first of all, let's go for Fever fans. They're listening. Yeah. Pacer fans are listening. What was it like coming into this building last year as the enemy? Because these people are crazy.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah. Insane. But, I think in the W, you still appreciate it as the as the away team coming in, because you like seeing the attention for the league. Like, it's good for the league. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3 teams being talked about. Majority in the WNBA is Indiana Aces, New York. But it's good when other people come into the buildings that get great fan support. You need to be ready to play your A game against that team, because now people are going to be watching.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here, because she really is touching two things, the fandom and also another thing that I've been saying repeatedly. And that is that when people are watching the Fever, even if you are an opponent, they're also watching you. So that's your time to bring it all out there, because while watching the Fever, you get to shine as well, and people get to see the product that you want them to see. And it's good for everybody. We've said it over and over again. The rising tide lifts all boats. So I'm glad that she's touching on this. And I want you to hear this, as well as what I was saying before about that wild Fever fandom. All right, I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
It's Indiana Aces, New York. But it's good when other people come into the buildings that get great fan support. You need to be ready to play your A game against that team, because now people are going to be watching. If you have an awesome game, they're going to be like, well, who's this player from such and such team? Maybe I need to start tuning into them more. I think that it's overall good for the league. It's just the way you view it as an opponent coming in. Like, I wish we had more people talking about our team. Well, then come in and bust their when you come here, and they'll talk about you.
Can we get an amen on that? Can we get another one? Can I get another one? She's just speaking the truth. If you will bring your A game, then they'll talk about you. You can complain about it. You can whine about it. You can say it's not fair. You can say it's because their skin color is like this. You can say whatever you want to say. She's saying this. If you come and you play, when the spotlight is on even the opposing team, they'll talk about you too. Good stuff. All right, we're going to get back into some of the stuff about the fans.
Okay, so I tell you what it was like coming to Zenemy. What's it going to be like when you walk out there and those crazies they're wearing your jersey. They're pulling for you. Now, I won't, because, for the Notre Dame thing, I will probably...
you got to let that go. Don't hold grudges. That's stressful on your body.
I know. I'll get therapy for that. But what's it going to be like when you walk out there and those crazy people are pulling for you?
I'm excited for it. Like, I'm ready for it. I think, I have a good relationship with Kelsey Mitchell. We played in Athletes Unlimited, like another pro league, in the off season together for about 3 years. And when I was making my decision, like, I reached out to her, because I was like, okay, well, if Kelsey's coming back, like, I want to play with her. I like Caitlin's game. I like Aaliyah's game. Like, I think this could be a fun group. And this was before even Natasha and DB. And I was like, yeah, I want to play with these young kids. Like, they want to win. They're hungry. Like, it seems like a good opportunity. And she says she loves, like, the fan support, the people. There's a perception from the outside. And yeah, there were some real life crazies that got attached to what was going on. But the people that are true Indiana Fever fans and fans of basketball, they show up and they cheer and they support, and they respect the game, and they respect the players associated with it. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I know.
Now that right there needs to go viral, because whenever you're looking for a job, anybody looking for a job, if you know someone who works there, right? You go, well, I'm looking at trying to get this job. I know you're there every day. Tell me, what do you think about it? Kelsey Mitchell was someone she liked, someone she had a relationship with. I'm sure she was like, what we're hearing about these fans. What are you saying? After talking to Kelsey Mitchell, she felt really comfortable about it. The fans are great. And you hear what Sydney Colson says. There's a perception from the outside. We know what the perception is. It doesn't even have to be just a perception. All we have to do is go back to the Indiana Fever's last game in 2024, when the team was eliminated by the Connecticut Sun in the playoffs. Alyssa Thomas, Dejanay Carrington go to the microphone afterwards. Alyssa Thomas starts talking about those Fever fans, how racist they are. We hear it from players, we hear it from the media, and we hear it on social media, such that it has become a given that they're just racist. Caitlin Clark's fans are racist. Indiana Fever fans are racist. And we have said over and over again, there are trolls on social media. There are some people who do say some horrible things. That's not the fan base. And this is exactly what Sid is saying. Yeah, she said real life crazies out there. There are some real situations out there from trolls, but the fan base, the real Indiana Fever fans, nah. And this is what we're going to need to see and hear more of. Like, and we've already been hearing it because people have come to the Fever, the pickups for in this off season, and they have been saying, "Oh, we've been welcomed. Oh, the fans, the greatest fans in the world." So they pushed aside that narrative about the fan base. It's not the fan base; it's the troll base. You're gonna find them anywhere. So for Sydney to say, "I reached out to Kelsey, I had to know what the real deal was," and this is a great fan base. I can't wait. I'm excited. And so we can't wait. We're excited. Sydney Colson is coming to the Fever at 35 years old. And as much as we like to stay like 25 years old, there comes wisdom. Sometimes, well, wisdom doesn't always come with age, but I listen to her and I can tell there's wisdom there. Wisdom about commitment, wisdom about remaining focused, wisdom about parenting and how to train your children to be focused and to be true to a commitment, wisdom about great opportunities when the door opens. Maybe they weren't calling your name at the beginning and you might feel offended by it. Instead of doing that, turn it around, make the most of it, you shine, and then your moment too will come. Wisdom about not just believing the perceptions, but when you take a chance and you step into something else, you get to see the real. So I'm appreciative of what she said here. The humor she has, she's a mix. She's got the humor. She loves to laugh, but you can tell she's got some real mature thoughts, as Mr. White pointed out here. And so we are right on the precipice of 2025 kicking off, or shall I say tipping off, for the Fever. And obviously Monday night is the WNBA draft. I have a poll up right now asking about who the number 2 draft will be. The numbers are interesting to me. So go to my post, participate in that poll, do it before the draft tomorrow night. And then, hey, make sure you come hang out with the Adrienne Ross show for tomorrow night's draft. God willing, we're going to have a good time. I am confident. Should be fun. All right. You can feel free to get in the comments and chop it up with one another. And I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly. And once again, I am so thankful to, where is it? I'm trying to point my hand the right way. I'll put it right here. I'm so thankful to Kelly Marie for that basketball. I'm loving it.